So, there is a man in Ethiopia who is never allowed to leave the building he lives in. He can never see his family again. And he is guarding something some people believe is the Ark of the Covenant. The man guarding it is the only person on earth allowed to see what's inside. Nobody outside has seen in 3,000 years. So what's really behind that door? The Ark of the Covenant is the most secret object in the entire Bible. The Israelites carried it through the desert. It sat inside Solomon's temple in Jerusalem. And then it disappeared. Nobody knows where it went. Except Ethiopia says they have it. 3 things. First, what the Ark actually is. Second, how it could have ended up in Ethiopia. Third, why is nobody allowed to check? In that order. The Ark of the Covenant is a box, a wooden box, covered in gold, 2 angels on top, inside the 10 commandments. The actual stone tablets Moses carried down from the mountain. It wasn't just a container. The Bible says this is where God's presence physically lived, and it had a reputation. When the Israelites carried it into battle, they won. When they didn't carry it, they lost. When the Philistines stole it, they got tumors. When one man touched it by accident, he died. There are rules about this box, very specific rules. For about 400 years, it sat inside Solomon's temple, the most protected room, in the most protected building, in the most important city. And then, 586 BC, Babylon destroyed Jerusalem. Burned the temple to the ground. And the Ark was just not there anymore. No record of it being taken. No record of it being destroyed. It is just gone. Last confirmed location, Solomon's temple, Jerusalem. After that, that's the problem. Everyone assumes the Ark disappeared when Babylon arrived. 586 BC. Temple burns, Ark gone. But Ethiopia's story doesn't start there. It starts 400 years earlier. Around 950 BC, the Bible records a visit. A queen traveled from a distant land. This was one of the richest cities on earth. And she came all the way from Ethiopia to see one man. To meet Solomon in Jerusalem. To test his legendary wisdom. In Ethiopia tradition, she's called Makeda, the Queen of Sheba. She crossed deserts to get here. So Solomon must have been extraordinary. She visited, she tested him. And then, she had a son. His name was Menelik. According to the Kerbanagas, Menelik grew up in Ethiopia. When he was old enough, he traveled to Jerusalem to meet his father. Solomon recognized him immediately and asked him to stay. Menelik said no. And when he left, he took the Ark, while his companions did. Menelik didn't find out until they were already too far. Jerusalem doesn't even know yet.
But Ethiopia's story already started.
Okay, so you just took it.
The ark was first brought here to an island called Tanakirkos, deep in the Ethiopian highlands. And according to Ethiopia, it stayed here for 800 years.
Then in the 4th century AD, when Ethiopia became Christian, it was moved to Axum, to a chapel built specially to contain it, where it has been, according to Ethiopia, ever since. Here's the part that stopped me. If the Nagast is right, the ark left Jerusalem about 950 BC. Babylon destroyed the temple in 586 BC. That's 364 years later. The ark wasn't even there, which means Babylon didn't take it, didn't destroy it. It was already gone. Ethiopia's oldest national record. But if it's real, why won't anyone let us check? Nobody's allowed to check because nobody's allowed to check. There's one guardian, appointed for life. He lives inside the compound. He cannot leave, ever. Not for anything. When he dies, a new guardian is chosen, and that person also cannot leave. He's the only living person allowed to see what's inside the chapel, not the Ethiopian president, not the Pope, not a scientist, just him. And Ethiopia's position is that's enough. No document explaining why. No law, no treaty. Just a tradition that lasted longer than most countries have existed. Which means the answer, there isn't one. Not one we can check. Here's the thing that bothered. Every serious historian who looked at this says the same thing. There's no external proof that the ark is in Axum. No archaeological evidence, no independent record, just the Nagast and the closed door. But Ethiopia has maintained this claim without interruption for nearly 3,000 years. Different emperors, different centuries, invasions, civil wars, and they kept saying, it's here! That's not what liars do. Liars change their story. So I stopped asking, is the ark real? And then I started asking, what does it mean that an entire country has built its identity around protecting it? I keep thinking about the guardian, not about the ark, about him. He wake up this morning in a small room, next to a door he'll never open. He did that yesterday and the day before, and every day for the rest of his life. I keep thinking, what if someone opened it tomorrow and it was empty? Would he leave? I don't think he would. Because at some point, I think he stopped guarding the object. I think he started guarding what it means. The Naga says the ark is in Axum. Every emperor for 2,000 years said the ark is in Axum. The whole country says the ark is in Axum. One man no one will ever name gave his entire life to that. Not to the object. To the story. Historians have debated this for centuries, but the question was never whether the ark is there. It's what happens to people when what they are protecting stops being an object and becomes themselves.
He's never seen it. And he still can't leave.
The deeper I investigate history, the stranger it gets.
The books, the maps, the houses, the temples, everything the Aztecs had built over centuries, gone in weeks.
Because next time, we investigate how an entire civilization disappeared. If you like our stories, please subscribe for more.